All right, perfect. Now, if you guys were here yesterday or you watched yesterday's video, you saw that my camera was blinking in and out over and over again. I was having major technological difficulties. I always say technological, but what I really mean is technical. I have solved that issue, I hope. As of today, everything's going to be perfect forever moving forward. There will never be another issue with my live stream, I promise. Kind of. Hopefully. Sort of. Anyway, today I was planning on talking about living below your means and how to not be a paycheck to paycheck person and how to manage your money better. And I am going to make that tomorrow's topic. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. I think I'll have some good information, particularly for young people as you get ready to enter college, get ready to enter the workforce. I'm going to tell you some of the pitfalls that you're going to run into. That's going to be tomorrow's video. But this popped up today and it came across my desk and I just had to address it because here we go with the latest piece of outrage. This is what we do in this country. We got to find something to be super angry about. Now, this is a good one because this is the Netflix show Cuties. And if you don't know what Netflix Cuties is, it's a film about essentially about young prepubescent girls who are in dance troupes. I have not watched the film. I will not watch the film. And I'm not actually expressing an opinion about the film today. What I am going to talk about is everybody's outrage. But the bottom line is, if you don't remember, Netflix had put a poster up that a lot of people got angry about because it looked like it was sexualizing young girls. And that's disgusting and horrible, and people should have been outraged by it. And I thought that that was pretty accurate, actually. I thought that that's exactly what it was doing. So I was actually pretty much okay with how angry everybody was about that. So the movie has since been released. It is actually on Netflix. And like I said, I'm not going to watch it, but I am kind of like, I'm upset that this is going on, that this is part of our culture. This over-sexualization of young girls is disgusting. Excuse me, is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And Netflix, like I said, I haven't watched the movie, but if you make a movie that sexualizes young girls and it's about sexualizing young girls, you're still doing the thing that you probably shouldn't be doing. So at the end of the day, if you're going to make a movie that's supposed to illuminate this scenario, illuminate this bad situation, then what you should probably do is a documentary because it's going to come across as much less exploitive. And you should be able to blur areas of the screen. If you're going to say this behavior is a bad behavior and we shouldn't be having girls do this, that, and the other, what you should be doing is pixelating and blocking that stuff, not actually exposing it. There's a way to do this that isn't going to get you in trouble, that isn't going to cause outrage. And honestly, I don't know. Why didn't they do it that way? Hey, I don't know. So there's some anger. And so you may be asking, why do I call it faux outrage in my title? Well, let's start with everybody's favorite place to be angry, and that is Twitter. And we'll bring this up. This is just, I'm not picking on anybody. This is just, I did a Twitter search for the hashtag Cuties and just was like, what are people saying out there? So this gentleman says, I'm dead serious. People should go to prison for this. Lawfully defines as pedophilia, and look at the media ratings. All of you going to hell. Now, there is a thing floating around that talks about nudity and whatnot, and I think it may be fake. But this is the initial poster, by the way, that made people upset that Netflix had initially posted as their advertising for this movie. And that had a lot of people angry. I don't know. Is it overly sexualized? They're making duck face, right? Girls have been doing that. Why weren't we angry about girls making this face 10 years ago, right? I mean, at the start of the selfie, this has been the pose. And yes, young girls have been doing it just as older girls have and women. I think it's I think it's kind of a silly look. But this isn't like a new, otherwise they're fully clothed. They're not doing anything otherwise that is provocative. Anyway, so that's the poster that made everybody angry. We'll scroll down and then they'll see this person defending it. And here we got to bring race into it for some reason. White men, let me say it again, white men and conservatives, Cuties was not a movie for you. It's a coming-of-age movie for people like myself, directed by a black woman like myself. It's raw, real, and relatable, something American movies tend to lack these days. Deal with it. Yes, American movies do tend to suck. They're not real or relatable. I don't know what this has to do with race or, gender. I mean, at the end of the day, a woman could be as outraged that these girls are being sexualized as a man. I don't know. Everything's got to be about race today. But I'm a minor. I'm a cis girl, POC. This movie is horrendous, and thinking Netflix and some terrible parents are going to allow this movie exist makes me so effing afraid of the future and embarrassed that girls that are even smaller than me are doing this as awful. So here's a minor on Twitter dropping F-bombs and S-bombs and holding some kind of moral high ground. I don't know. So to me, that's okay. Where do you draw the line of decency, right? How young is this girl? I don't know. Is she a 13-year-old on Twitter dropping F-bombs? Well, maybe that's inappropriate too. I don't know. I had a tweet taken down on here because it violated Twitter's policy about danger to children or some such wording. It was a video, Joe Biden. Why has this got to be about politics again? Here's something that makes you think this movie could be every bit as bad as people are making it out to be. Freaking 4chan banned any images from this movie from their platform. So that doesn't bode well. And then you've got people canceled Netflix after being a member almost 10 years. Another person I canceled, shocked at what they're allowing as entertainment, child exploitation being glorified by media. Canceled. Numerous scantily clad underage girls. One of the female child dancers lifts up her crop top to just fully display her. I don't think that that's true. This description. I don't think it's true. This is largely defined as pedophilia and can be extremely distressing to many viewers. I went to the IMDb page and it's not there anymore. And that says here is actually, that's not actually on the website. Might be a hoax image. So anyway, that's your standard outrage on the Twitter. I'm an old man, so I say the Twitter sometimes. And so here's Walsh. Child sexualizing Cuties. A movie on Netflix is even worse than we thought. It's time to cancel Netflix. Don't worry, folks. I'm going to get to the full outrage. Stick with me here, and I'm going to get you to someplace. And when you see what I'm talking about, and then you're going to see how angry everybody is here, I think you're going to look at this and go, what level of hypocrisy or how easily are we manipulated that all of a sudden the media is able to make us angry? So here's this. This is from the Daily Wire. I want you to pay close attention to this. This is the Daily Wire. Right? This is the Ben Shapiro thing, isn't it? The Daily Wire. This is as of today, and it tells the whole story. Several weeks ago with the movie promotion, the poster, the 11-year-old girl, the backlash, all that stuff. It kind of goes through that. And it talks about how people at the New Yorker and all these other people defend it. It's exactly who you expect it to be, right wing, left wing, all of this stuff. So I don't know. There's a lot of that. And then let's see. The penultimate scene, which was featured on the original poster before Netflix changed it, is significantly more disturbing than the already disturbing image let on. The scene drags on for several minutes. The dancing is highly sexualized, and the camera, as always, zooms in for crotch shots and other close-ups. That's not good. And I'll say it again. If that's true, and I haven't watched the movie, that is exploitation. That's not exposing exploitation. And that's exactly what it says here. This is not commentary on it is child sexual exploitation. So that's true. It's publicly available. It's on Netflix. Go watch it. Form your own opinion, or don't watch it and don't give them don't watch it and don't give them the click. Don't give them the view. And that's a thing too. So we'll go on. Oh, this is just a lot of people have come to the defense of this saying, hey, Sundance, this is a very well respected organization, the Film Academy, critics, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Of course, one of the co-founders of the Sundance Film Festival, 6 years to life in prison after pleading guilty to sexually abusing a child. So we know that Hollywood, we know that the film industry, we know that powerful people this is an issue. This is a thing that's out there, right? From the man who killed himself, Epstein didn't kill himself, to the man who killed himself, who had ties to incredibly powerful people, including our prior president, a sitting president, members of the royal family, certainly members of Hollywood glitterati and all that. There is something going on. There's something big happening out there. Child sex trafficking is starting to come to the forefront. More and more people are starting to talk about this. So to say Sundance, I don't put any reputable, this film organization says it's okay or ever, and so therefore should be viewed as okay. I guess I don't look at it that way. Anyway, I I just wanted to share that little thing because that's one of the defenses of this you hear is that, well, it did Sundance Film Festival, so legendary and whatnot. But I'm going to share something with you. And if you find the material in Cuties disturbing, then you may want to go watch something else right now because I'm going to share something with you. This is on YouTube, okay? Let me read the description here before we get first overall. Age group 8. Age group 8. When did this come out? 2013. It has 38 million views on YouTube. It came out 7 years ago. 143,000 likes. Okay, this is just out there. This isn't, here's all the people, Sony ATV, all the people who are associated with it, Warner, Chappelle, all these different, the Royalty Network, all these big names, all these big people involved in it, right? So let's take a peek. Let's take a peek at what we got here. Let's take a peek at our outrage for just one moment. Okay, these are 8-year-olds. Folks, all right, this is part of American culture. These are 8-year-old children. Where's the outrage? You understand that this goes on all over the nation, right? You get that. You understand that this isn't all of a sudden I just discovered that this is happening. This video is 7 years old and has 38 million views. The channel has 1.45 million subscribers. What? I don't understand. Where's the outrage? Where's Daily Wire? I would assume that everybody who left Netflix now is going to leave YouTube. This is a major channel on YouTube, 1.45 million subscribers, 38 million views. How can YouTube put this out? You canceled your Netflix subscription. You're outraged. I guess you'll get off of YouTube. I guess if you have a channel here, you'll leave. Right? This is when I talk about faux outrage, what I'm talking about is all of a sudden, this is a bad thing. All of a sudden, this new thing is happening. It's not. This has been around forever. Where is the outrage? I've been talking about this. I've talked to my wife about this. I have a daughter, and I wonder, what is it? Why do boys on high school sports teams wear loose-fitting, knee-length athletic shorts when they're playing volleyball or running in cross country, and girls wear these tiny, skin-tight, whatever, with half of their butts hanging out of the bottom? Is anybody asking that question? Is anybody talking about this? I'm sure maybe somebody out there is, but all of a sudden there's all this outrage. How dare Netflix do this? I have friends whose daughters are in these kinds of competitions. Now are you outraged? Today we're angry? These are 8-year-old little girls, folks. 8-year-old little girls. Where was your... This is happening all the time. This isn't a new thing. This has been around for a long time. Let's see here. We'll this is 2016. Is this appropriate? Same channel. 1.5 million viewers. What's her age? I don't know. I don't even know if it has it on here. But what are these girls wearing? How is this okay? Where's the outrage? Where's the anger? Millions of people. We've got 400,000 views on this. And like I said, this channel has a 1.4 million subscribers. Is this okay? Why are we putting a girl that age in such a scantily outfit? I wouldn't be surprised if I posted that video, that dance on Twitter, if it would get banned for violating their community standards. I bet you it would. I bet you if I posted that video myself on my Facebook page, it would get banned for community standards, right? There's people in the audience. Millions of people watch this stuff. All of a sudden, we're outraged over this Netflix movie that is, if the description is accurate, trying to shed a light on it. And if you're angry at Netflix for making this movie, that's fine. But then you should be angry at your own ignorance as well. And you should say, I wish I had done something about this sooner. I wish I'd gotten involved in this sooner because I didn't realize that this was going on, quite frankly. and I'm outraged. And if that happens, well, then I got news for you. The Netflix did the right thing in making this movie because it's finally brought attention to what is going on, right? Don't you have to acknowledge that if that's the case? So, like I said, I was going to get on here and talk about something else. This was not the topic I had planned for today. I find this disgusting. Okay, so don't be mistaken here when I say that I find this disgusting. I think it's a serious problem, but at the same time, let's make sure that we're adjusting our outrage appropriately, because quite frankly, this has been around for a long, long time. And I think a lot of people who are going to be discussing this and being outraged by it suddenly will be a little embarrassed at the fact that they maybe weren't paying attention to what was going on sooner. So I did lie at the beginning of this. It looks like I'm still having some issues here with my stream. I do not know what the problem is. I do apologize. Thank you guys for sticking. I'm going to keep working on it. I don't know. It might just be that I'm not, because I've got my thing here is connected via hardwire. Anyway, you guys want to hear about my technological difficulties. So if you're just jumping in, I'm just taking off, but I hope you watch this whole thing because this is insanity. The faux outrage, the missed opportunity to get involved in this sooner. And the fact of the matter is you could be as angry at Netflix as you wanted to, but if you didn't know this was going on, now you do. And now you should go out and protest and do something about it. So that's what I'll say. That's how media has once again told us what we're supposed to be outraged about. And if you are outraged, then get out there and be outraged. Hey, thanks everybody for stopping by. And tomorrow, again, if you tune in, I will be talking about financial responsibility, how to live a life where you are not going to be living paycheck to paycheck. And that is not a scam to get you to buy a bunch of crap, but actually solid advice from an older person. You guys have a great one.